So good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of the Jersey City Free Public Library College and Career Readiness Department, we'd like to welcome Loyda Goldston from Njcu to talk about the EOF's Opportunity Scholarship Program at Njcu. So I'm going to turn it over to Loyda.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for having me here to share a little bit about our program at NJCU, New Jersey City University. I am the recruitment coordinator for the Opportunity Scholarship Program, also known as the EOF program on the statewide level. It is a state-funded program operated on most college campuses and universities and some private colleges as well. And I'm here to kind of give you more information, things you should be looking forward to as a parent, as a senior, or even as a junior, looking at colleges, and also information on how you can gain access to the EOF program. So the Opportunity Scholarship Program is the Educational Opportunity Fund. Most colleges have their own name for the program. At NJCU, it's the OSP program. There are other colleges that call it EOP, whatever, depending on what that college has decided on. It is throughout the state. And historically, we've been known to admit students who come from limited resources financially and from academic backgrounds that are lacking. Here's our team, our director, Ms. Sabrina Magulo, and our associate director. They're at the helm. They are the two that are responsible for making sure that our organization is running, that we do what we have to do for our students. Matt Sutton is our tutorial coordinator. I am the recruitment coordinator. We have program assistant, and we currently have 5 counselors that are dedicated to the scholars that enter our program, who are there to follow them from recruitment to graduation, to make sure they stay on track. And then we have our 2 secretaries. So what makes, the OSP program and EOF so different across the state? Basically, the EOF program came out of the Newark riots many years ago. And there was a lack of access to those who had limited resources financially, who came from school districts that weren't up to par. So they weren't able to come into a college setting and have the adequate knowledge needed or the adequate resources needed to be successful. EOF, since then, EOF has stayed at its core values, and we do look more holistically at a student. We look at their background, we look at their education. We don't just look at numbers or grades. We look at the whole student. When a student comes into our program, they do get an interview with myself or the associate director or the director before they can enter our program. We provide academic advisement. So students that come through our program don't necessarily need to go through the university's advisement center. They have a counselor that will follow them one-on-one, will advise them on their career track, advise them on their educational track, and make sure that they're taking the correct classes. We provide financial counseling for those students who may need assistance and may need to go out for any kind of extra grants, who may be having a challenge with their financial aid, with their FAFSA or the NJ FAMs. We do career workshops and personal workshops for the enhancement of our scholars. We have a ton of academic support. We have free tutoring. for any student of ours that is in need. We have tutors that are experts in their field, and they are there to, starting with the freshman year, it's mandatory that they seek 1 hour of tutoring for both English and math. And from their sophomore to their senior years, um, it's as needed, but we are always there, to provide that academic support. Also, we get our scholars engaged with various volunteer opportunities, whether it be a food pantry, whether it be at the local animal rescue. A few summers ago, we did the backpacks for the school system. So we make sure that our scholars not only stay involved on campus, but also within the community. So what are some of the benefits of being an EOF student, receiving services from our OSP program? One of the biggest benefits is most students, when they get the FAFSA and the tag, they only get it for 8 semesters. Once you are a OSP EOF student and EOF across the board, across the state, you're eligible for 12 semesters rather than 8. I talked to you about the tutoring that we provide. We do have a student advisory board that is very active in our program. We provide winter funding and summer funding for scholars who are compliant with our program. And what that is if a student needs a class or is interested in a class over the winter break, we pay a portion, they pay a portion, and it's a way for them to get more credits to graduate sooner. EOF has an Alumni Association that is statewide, so you're always able to link up with other EOF members across the state, and they have different activities and things that go on throughout the year that once you're a member, you're able to participate in. EOF has their own honor society, which is Chi Alpha Epsilon. It's a national honor society. And once a student keeps the GPA of 3.0 or better for 2 consecutive semesters, they are eligible to join Chi Alpha Honor Society. And they're usually sworn in the spring. And what we like to say is, once EOF, always EOF, you're always family. From the minute you come in our doors, you are family. We will surround you with services. We will surround you with the support you may need. We want to be there to make sure that you cross that stage in 4 years. So, family is always there to support. So what is our process? Every university and college has a different process. So whether it's NJCU or another university or community college, you would have to contact their specific EOF department. Some have a separate application. Currently at NJCU, for high school seniors, the first step is apply to NJCU via the Common App. Currently, NJCU's application fee waivers code is Go Nights, and that will wipe off the $50 fee it is to submit your application to NJCU. And any student that doesn't meet the regular admissions requirements would get a conditional acceptance. So currently the regular admission requirements for NJCU is a 2.75, which is a B average. And those who don't meet those requirements, maybe have a 2.6 or a 2.5, you get a conditional acceptance to come to our summer academy. Once you get that conditional acceptance, you complete a preliminary survey. You'll receive an email that says, hey, Johnny John, you have been conditionally accepted. Here are the next steps you need to do. And one of those steps is to complete the preliminary survey. And what that survey is it gives us the idea of whether you will clear the financial aid verification process. So there's an academic component, which if you got a conditional acceptance, you've already met because you don't meet the regular admission requirements. But because we're state funded, you also have to meet the financial guidelines. So it asks you a few simple questions: your name, your address, phone number, your student ID number, and then it asks you to look at a chart um, for family sizes with incomes, and and then if you check yes, it'll automatically say, okay, you know, your survey has been saved. I get an email, and then I shoot you an email back, and it telling you what are the next steps. So you would gather your documents for the upcoming year. We would need the 2020 and 2019 tax transcript if you have it available. If not, we do take the 1040s. You would need a copy of your birth certificate, your social security card, your verification form, which is a form that lists everyone in your household. And once that is all reviewed by the financial aid department, if you're deemed financially eligible, you get scheduled for an interview. Like I said, you'd either be interviewed by myself, our associate director, our director, our tutorial advisor, or one of the counselors. And in that interview, we just want to get to know you a little bit better. We want to make sure that you're a good fit for our program. And once you successfully complete that interview, you get an invitation to our summer academy. Our summer academy is a 5-week summer program that because of your conditional acceptance, the condition is that you attend our summer academy. It is totally free to the scholar, to the scholar's family. We provide everything that you would need. We provide laptops, we provide all your books, your supplies, anything that's going to help you get through the summer academy. And like I said, you take an English class, a math class. If you come in math class and you are at a college level already, we offer a college level course, and you can earn credits, and that will put you ahead of the ball game for your accredited classes in the fall. We usually do at least one trip throughout the summer. We go from 8:30 to 4:30. There's tutors in every class. There is mandatory tutoring. The tutors are there to assist you throughout the day. We have various professional development workshops throughout the summer. We usually have a lot of guest speakers, different activities to keep the scholars engaged. So it's not all work. There is some play involved. We want to make it fun for our scholars, and we want to make sure that they are successful in the summer. One of the biggest things that we want you to understand is to file your FAFSA on time. The federal FAFSA just opened up October 1st, which was last Friday. That FAFSA determines what you're eligible for your state funding, for your federal funding. So the sooner you do it, the better. In order to do this year's FAFSA for the 22-23 school year, you would need the 2020 taxes to do it. If you need assistance, NJCU is a resource. We do have people in our financial aid office that are willing and able to assist you with the FAFSA application. You just have to reach out. They were doing FAFSA Fridays. I'm not sure if that's going to continue, but we are a resource. Also, once you complete your FAFSA, the next thing is your NJ FAMs. Usually about 3 to 4 days after you completed your FAFSA, you get a email from NJ FAMs, and it tells you, log in and, confirm all your information. And then usually within, a couple of days or a week, you receive what your eligibility is for your NJ FAMs and your FAFSA. And that determines your aid for the school year. Now, once you become an OSP EOF student, there is additional funding that is tagged onto your NJ FAM, so you would get whatever your FAFSA is, whatever your, which is your Pell, and then your New Jersey money, which is the NJ tag, and then you would also get the EOF, which currently right now is $700 per semester for students that commute, and about $775 or $800 for students that dorm. And that is pretty much our program, our summer academy at NJCU this year. This summer we plan to be back on campus. The past 2 summers we did virtual in 2020, and in 2021 we did a hybrid situation where we had some scholars on campus and some scholars remotely. But right now we're planning for a full campus experience with the dorm for those who are out of town, as we have done in previous years. And I'm going to open up the floor for any questions. No question is a dumb question. If I don't have the answer, I will take your information and get back to you.
So you guys are welcome to put your questions in the chat, or you can unmute yourselves and ask.
When is the deadline to apply for the FAFSA?
For freshmen, I would say do it as soon as possible, because it's not just about deadlines. For priority, it's usually by April the 1st. Anything after that, they do not guarantee funding. So the sooner you do your FAFSA, the better chances you are to get the most money you're eligible for. We see a lot of scholars that wait until June and July, or don't understand the whole FAFSA process, so they wait, or they may have an issue getting documents. So the sooner the better. As far as for the state, the NJ FAMs as well, the sooner you do that, the better. One tip I will say to you scholars is that whatever email you use to do your FAFSA and your NJ FAMs, please, 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 let it be an email that you check regularly. We have seen many scholars, come until June, and then the state has shut them out because they required another additional document, and the state never checked their emails, and then they're not eligible for the funding. And then you have to wait and maybe possibly get it for the spring semester, but there's no guarantee. So the FAFSA is very important. Also, the FAFSA is important if you do any kind of scholarships. Students that at NJCU, students that have a 3.0 or better GPA, they're merit-based scholarships. The better your GPA, the higher the scholarship is. If you're a 3.8 or above, you could qualify for the honors scholarship. Now that program is competitive. Last year, there were only 60 spots, and 200 scholars submitted their applications. So it's very competitive, but there's a lot of perks to being in an honors program. You get a free tuition for 4 years, you get a laptop, you get university sponsored abroad experience. You have to maintain your GPA. But for those students that don't meet those requirements that would come through our program, or there's some students who do meet the regular admission requirements and can still qualify for our program. For students that are above a 2.75, I would say reach out to my office anyway, because if you're financially eligible and you're in a program, maybe biology, a STEM program, an engineering program, a nursing program, where you require additional support services, you could qualify for our program. So, it's not just about those students who don't meet the regular admission requirements. Sometimes you meet the regular admission requirements, but you can still benefit from our support services. Yeah. But the FAFSA opened up last Friday. Do it as soon as you can. The sooner, the better, because sometimes there's a glitch. The past two recruitment cycles, we ran into scholars who couldn't get a transcript because the IRS was closed, or they couldn't get a letter from welfare, or they couldn't get a letter from the Social Security office because it's by appointment, and then they missed the cutoff date. So the sooner you do it, the better. And if there's any additional documents, you have more than enough time to submit, the required documents to get you cleared. Any other questions? SAT scores, that's a good question. Right now, NJCU, like many colleges, is going SAT optional. So the only time you would need to submit your SAT scores is if you're looking for a scholarship. So you could have the 3.0, but if you don't have the SATs, or you're looking for the honors program, you do need to submit your SAT scores. And if I'm not mistaken, it's 900 or better. But right now, NJCU is SAT optional. So you can submit them or not. Anyone else? Also, you can look on NJCU's website, njcu.edu, for coming on tour, to come do an office tour, a campus tour. They're doing campus tours in person. There's also a virtual link where you can see the campus. Also, they're doing campus tours of our School of Business, which is downtown Jersey City in the Harborside Financial District, which is the business district of Jersey City, right across the street from the old World Trade Center. And we're strategically located in that area so that students can be a part of that environment, be able to apply for internships in that environment as well. What high school is everyone from? Is everyone Jersey City public school students? Yes. So your admission counselor would be Arturo Aranya, and Ms. Ashley is doing another, we were just at Liberty today. We were at Liberty High School today. So Arturo is your admissions counselor for Hudson, and Ms. Ashley does have a few events coming up that we're going to be a part of. So make sure you check out her website so you know when we're doing a college fair and the Q&A for NJCU, and you can get more information.
Yep, we are doing an NJCU information session on a Monday. Is it a Monday? No, it is Tuesday the 19th at 5 o'clock. And we also
And I will also be on that that Zoom with Arturo. So if you think of anything, I will put my information in the chat box for all you shy scholars who may not want to ask a question. You can email me or call me at my office, and I would be glad to assist you any way I can. It would be my absolute pleasure.
Yes, please reach out. Loyda is a wealth of knowledge. She is always there to answer your questions. I'm going to stop recording. So thank you everyone so much on behalf of the Jersey City Free Public Library and NJCU. Have a great rest of your evening. Please take down Loyda's contact information in the chat below.